Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has announced that his country is currently preparing for inaugural peace summit with countries all over the world expected to be represented in the month of June 2024. Zelensky, in a video and written statement few minutes ago, said leaders all over the world must force Russia to accept peace, adding that the June meeting will begin the path to just peace. We are preparing for the first inaugural peace summit in June. Our team works with the teams of our key partners to ensure that the summit is truly global. We can certainly say that countries from all continents will be represented, from various parts of the world and with different perspectives on global development. They are all, however, in agreement that the UN Charter and foundational international conventions are binding documents for all countries, including countries like Russia, where insanity reigns. The global majority must force Russia to make peace, and it can do it. The path to just peace can start in June, Zelensky stated in quotes. The Ukrainian president also called on the supporting world leaders to help Ukraine with Patriot air defense system. Russian terror is only possible because we have fewer weapons and decisions to protect life than Russia has means to destroy it. Everyone knows how effective Patriot, RST, NASAMS, HAWK, and other modern air defense systems are. We need them here in Ukraine, in Kharkiv, Dnipro, Odessa, Mykolaiv, Kherson, Donbas, and other cities suffering Russian attacks. Every leader, every state, every ambassador who helps us with a defense now is not only a defender of life, but also one who reduces Russia's temptation to wage war. The less the Kremlin achieves through terror, the more it will be interested in seeking peace. We must force Russia into this together, said President Zelensky. There have been reports that the situation in the combat zone for Ukrainian troops is getting difficult and tends to worsen. Some of the media quoted the Ukrainian Armed Forces Commander-in-Chief, Zelensky, to have admitted this to Western allies. The reports also indicated that Russia has broken through the fronts around Avdiivka and the Ukrainian defense there is currently collapsing probably. Some of the media also suggested in their reports that the F-16 fighter jets expected to deploy to Ukraine will have a hard time as the first batch of the American F-16 fighter jets and trained Ukrainian pilots may arrive in Ukraine by the end of 2024, according to Lloyd Austin. However, how well they will perform on the battlefield is debatable. According to Business Insider, the American jets will face serious problems. The fourth-generation F-16 fighter jets have been used against outdated weapons for the past 40 years. Now they will face advanced Russian air defenses and long-range air-to-air missiles. The Russia-Ukraine conflict will be the toughest test the F-16s have ever faced. They will have to face Russia's S-300 and S-400, Su-35 and MiG-31, the Business Insider publication quoted International Fresh as saying. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin's announcement came only days after President Joe Biden signed his national security supplemental funding request into law that allocated roughly $60 billion for the Department of Defense to use to help Ukraine. Earlier on Saturday, President Zelensky stated in quote that today's Russian missile attack targeted Ukraine's energy system and its various facilities, including the power grid and the gas transit system, particularly the gas infrastructure that ensures the security of deliveries to the EU. It is critical that such strikes do not become routine for the world. I am grateful to all the leaders who respond to them, including by condemning Russian terror and contacting partners who have the necessary air defense that could be used in Ukraine, as well as relevant missiles. To ensure that terrorists lose, leaders must show solidarity that works 24/7 to provide protection from terror. Just like our people, who eliminate the consequences of the strikes, and our warriors, who work tirelessly every day and night to achieve the best for Ukraine with the resources at their disposal. Every day our country should gain strength. Every day we must reinforce Ukrainian positions. We need to make Moscow realize that this war will not yield any results for them. And it's only through strength that we can achieve this. All Ukrainians, all partners, with equal decisiveness. On Saturday, a Russian internet user and a blogger, Viktor Vektov, wrote on his X social media account that Putin announced the terms of surrender, to which Russia agreed 2 years ago. I think that certain conditions of the so-called peace treaty are being considered today, and this is also a surrender. But this will not happen. Russia's enemies will force Russia to fight until its victory. Putin, a year ago on the draft peace treaty with Ukraine, approved by representatives of Kiev, Russia has never refused to negotiate. A series of negotiations between Russia and Ukraine on the development of confidence-building measures and the preparation of the text of the treaty itself took place in Turkey. This draft agreement was initialed by the head of the negotiating group from Kiev. Here it is. It is called the Treaty on Permanent Neutrality and Guarantees of Ukraine's Security, 18 articles. Moreover, there is also an application for it. It also applies to the armed forces and other things. Everything is written down to units of military equipment and to the personnel of the armed forces. Here is this document, and it was initialed by the Kiev delegation. But after we withdrew troops from Kiev as promised, the Kiev authorities, as their owners usually do, threw it all into the dustbin of history. Let's say it's neat and intelligent. CNN on Sunday reported that Vladimir Putin's forces have made further gains in at least 3 locations along the eastern front in Ukraine, including for the first time in several months an advance in the northern Kharkiv region, highlighting again Kiev's need for ammunition and weapons from the United States and other allies. It would be recalled the war in Ukraine began on February 24, 2020 after President Vladimir Putin declared what he described as special military operations on the neighboring country.
OsazuwaAkonedo, bringing you the news in a more digital way.